Okay, back at it again with the shelf spamming. I so do enjoy shelf spamming. There's nothing better. Save me, please. But, yep, continuing on from last time, I just sped this up by like 5 times. I recorded this actually a month ago, but I'm just commentating it right now because I couldn't find the time to just commentate this gameplay and work on editing the video. So there are certain parts of the video that are cut out for the sake of just saving time. And because I made quite a lot of blunders, because at this point in this run, you will be making a lot of mistakes, unless, of course, the stars align and you get very lucky. But there is a lot of stuff to scrap in the Red Rocket settlement, and I actually end up going back to Sanctuary, and I had gotten confused because there was just so much stuff here. I thought I got rid of all of this previously at the beginning of the game when I was trying to get to level 8, but I didn't question it that much. But I should point out that when I went to do part 5, this part, I actually upgraded to Windows 10. I had to upgrade to Windows 10, and as a result, I had lost all my mods for Fallout 4. All the installed mods were now gone, which was not a big loss because none of the mods were really, they didn't change the gameplay that much. I mean, it was just the True Storms mod, which actually made the radiation deadlier in the Glowing Sea, and I did have that glorious dialogue menu that you will see is not here, but of course the point of a challenge run is you don't use any mods that change gameplay, strictly visual mods only. So you'll see me engage in dialogue later on in this video, and you'll notice that it's gone and the ugly Mass Effect dialogue wheel is there. Wheel for lack of a better term. Or is it a cross? What people call it a cross. But anyway, I really hate this stuff. I can't tell you how much of a pain in the ass this all is, but I'm just glad that this is a viable method, even though it's a really taxing method. I actually feel bad for my E key because it suffered greatly. It was abused more than an adopted stepchild. But you'll notice now when I get to level 21, I'll be ready to do the Beryllium Agitator quest and get the power armor for the little skip method. It's not a glitch. The skip is not a glitch, but it is a legitimate method used by speedrunners and people that just don't want to do the elevator method or the elevator level in the Mass Fusion quest, where you're going down that massive elevator and you have to attack the Brotherhood of Steel or the Institute, depending on what faction you're in, while the elevator is going down. It's obnoxious. I don't like it, so it's good to skip it. And here I leveled up, finally. This is going so quickly, I didn't even know what perk I picked. I'm standing pretty far away from the screen right now. Everything is going by really quickly. That's fine. That's fine. There's really nothing to explain here. This is pretty much self-explanatory. Also, while I'm almost done with this stuff, what do you guys think about VR? You think VR is ever going to catch on? I don't think so. I think it's just a fad. I think it's like a bunch of bullshit, honestly. Nothing will ever be a keyboard and mouse and controller. VR is kind of creepy, though. I just think it's stupid. It's never going to catch on. That's just my opinion. My factinion, I should say, because it's a 100% fact. Also, why is there a plane outside of my house? Actually, no. It's flying pretty low. I don't. Wow. It almost crashed into my house. That's okay. Okay, so here to get the T-45D power armor, it's pretty easy. You actually don't have to go into the Museum of Freedom. You can just go into the nearby church. You can access the rooftop. I'm just trying to be careful from the raiders. Not like they can do anything. It's not like they're going to follow you up to the roof, but this suit of T-45D is required to skip the elevator, of course, because it negates all fall damage. You can literally fall from the heavens and you won't take any damage. I like that change to power armor. So I actually saved here because I was afraid that I would actually fall off. But nope, I get it every single time when I jump on the vertibird. This power armor is also required for the, I wouldn't say required, but it is heavily recommended for the final quest because you will be pelted by lasers and bullets and just a slew of Brotherhood agents. And you really need that power armor to tank all that damage because remember, you cannot fight these guys with conventional weapons. You really can't sneak up on them. You just have to stand there and take the damage, unfortunately. But now we get to speak to Father for the next quest. Now we're fully ready to get the beryllium agitator. Looking back, I really should have upgraded the armor because it is in such horrendous condition. I didn't even notice that the arm and the leg was in horrible condition. But yeah, if you ever do this, make sure you upgrade the T-45D. Unless you need perks to repair it and make it or upgrade it to a more efficient power armor, I don't think you need perks for it. You just need the right material, which is easy to get. But Ali Fillmore, who has literally no combat or experience or any experience to speak of on the surface, wants to go and retrieve the beryllium agitator from a group of skilled power armored combatants. That makes perfect sense. But we'll teleport to the top of the mass fusion building, and we'll need the key card to access the executive area, that being where the beryllium agitator is located. I can finally use the Master Hacker perk, which I've been talking about for so long. And check this out. Look how fast this elevator goes down. Oh, whoop, no, it came up from above. But later on in this video, you'll see me call the elevator when I come back to the Institute. And it just races down. It is hilarious. It would be funny if the elevator always went at the exact same speed as it did when you first arrive in the Institute, that cutscene when Father is talking to you and it's going down at this exact speed, maybe a little slower. It'd be funny if the elevator always went at that speed, just for shits and giggles. All right, and now we're at the top of mass fusion, and we failed all these Brotherhood quests that we weren't even attempting to do. So the executive key is actually in a desk. Yep, it's just randomly sitting in there. Originally, when I did this run, I was frantically running around for 5 minutes trying to find it. But nope, it's just in this desk that's ransacked in the corner. And now, the moment we've all been waiting for. Jumping off of the mass fusion tower, the tallest tower in Fallout 4. Yeah, we're going to ditch the power armor here. We don't need it. The only enemies we're going to run into for this portion of the quest are in this lobby, and they're too busy fighting the Institute synths. And there's only a few of them anyway. It's not like the Green Tech Genetics quest where you have to go at the very top of the building through these narrow halls while the gunners are attacking us with rocket launchers and cryo mines and turrets. Ugh. But yeah, this part's annoying if you don't have Master Hacker or any bottle cap mines that you can place on the ground, because there is an Assaultron, a Protectron, and a Sentry Bot that come out of the security doors when you take the Beryllium Agitator as a security activation. And we're going to deactivate that security with Master Hacker because you cannot pickpocket robots. I'm actually glad that I can do this instead of pickpocketing robots. If they made that option available in this game, this is a much better alternative to dealing with them, because I do not want to pickpocket a sentry bot. But I got lucky here. It only took me several tries to get this open. This opens the security door that the sentry bot comes out of, and there's another terminal that you have to go into to power down the security, so you can't do it here because it says there's like no power left or something like that. This is the terminal you need to use, and the security will not be bothering us. There's a hazmat suit in the side room right next to the door where you take the decontamination shower, this room right here. So you don't need any power armor, you don't need any Rad-X or anything like that. The hazmat suit just does the job fine. I think there's another hazmat suit in the locker room area close to where you enter from the elevator. So it's just smooth sailing in this part, essentially. And I have no idea why the shelf spamming is still playing. It's just so strange. There's always one thing that goes wrong, even if you're doing everything right, it seems. I'm not sure, but it's kind of obnoxious, and I didn't bother just doing everything over, so I just kept it as it is. But, you know, even if I couldn't hear the idiot savant sound, I could still hear it in my sleep every night. And the shelf spamming sound. But yeah, that's the Beryllium Agitator quest. Now all I have to do is return to Father for the next quest. And that is Pinned. I love Pinned. I love filler quests. I love quests that are 2 seconds long and really offer nothing to the story. Especially quests that are very annoying to solve. Reverse pickpocketing. I love Pinned. Now that I think about it, why do they send me to take care of the Institute, take care of the gunners, not the Institute scientists, when they could just spawn a courser and take out the gunners? I feel like there are enough coursers to just recall nearby to where the gunners are, and you can just smoke them all in 2 seconds. But no, they send me to do everything. I'm doing Father's dirty work over here. That's alright. Yep, Institute Synth's putting in work. Now we can retrieve the armor and return to the Institute. Awesome. Also, here's a quick tip. If you play Fallout 4 on hardcore mode, I highly recommend you get with the Institute as quickly as possible. Don't join the Institute fully, but meet up with the Institute so you can have the teleportation ability, because you can't fast travel in hardcore mode but you can teleport to the Institute, and then from the Institute you can teleport anywhere in the world. So take advantage of that. Do everything you need to do before you finally choose a faction in hardcore mode, because that teleportation saves you a lot of time and a lot of reloaded saves, because hardcore mode can be very obnoxious, especially when random enemies spawn in certain areas you don't expect them to. I've had that problem a number of times. But yeah, just a quick little tip for hardcore mode. I have no idea what I was doing here. Like, I know there's a magazine around here. I think it's a Live and Love magazine, but I was just looking for that particular magazine for a few moments. I think it was Live and Love. I mean, if it was, I'm not sure why I was looking for it, because that only applies to companions, and I never used companions in this section. Only in the quests where companions are mandatory, such as Nick Valentine's section.
Rambling on, I'm wasting time. Whatever it is, I certainly. Well, you were.
I kind of wish that it was possible to give Father the mysterious serum that kept the Cabot family alive for so long. I feel like, I know, missed opportunity, Bethesda bad, but I feel like that would have been pretty clever from them if they did that. But I guess Bethesda wanted to focus more on storytelling. They wanted to focus more on Father dying and spending the limited time he had with Nate, the main character. And they didn't want to make this sad story a happy ending. They wanted it to have a bittersweet ending, right? Oh, here, let me give you this serum I pulled out of my ass, and now you're good to go. No more cancer. Okay, good ending. No, that wouldn't have been as good of a story as him dying of cancer. But anyway, without further ado, here's Pinned. You don't see this. I cut this out, but I actually went to the Jail Brothers disposal site. I don't know what the hell it's called. Gilbert Brothers. Who knows? And I had gotten a primed bottle cap mine, because the bottle cap mine is king, and it can take out multiple enemies with its blast radius, because it does so much damage. Because I did use a frag grenade, I did use a frag mine, but it doesn't have the stopping power a bottle cap mine has. I mean, forget stopping power. This thing just can blast planets in half. I mean, if Elon Musk wants to colonize Mars and, build ditches and build new houses and buildings on Mars, he could just get a bunch of bottle cap mines and make holes and tunnels into Mars. Why haven't I been hired for SpaceX already? But Pinned takes place right next to Grey Garden, which is a settlement, and that ghoul just killed itself. Grey Garden's it's a decent settlement. Personally, I think it's stupid how that's a settlement location. In Sim Settlements, which is a great mod, I recommend it, you can actually... It's the new Sim Settlements where it builds automatic settlements. You don't have to do anything. It builds a very impressive settlement at Grey Garden with all these different houses, and it creates this nice little shanty town and even leads up to the highway and has some buildings up there. Sim Settlements is a nice mod. You should definitely try it out, even if you're not a settlement builder. It's just impressive. But yep, I get nearly detected already. Some sneaking perks, and that's still not enough to sneak by these gunners that are 20 feet away, but I got closer here and I tried multiple tactics the dreaded save, because I know shit's gonna happen. And shit does happen here. Lots of things go wrong here. So I'm just including this just to show you how underpowered reverse pickpocketing is, because you literally cannot reverse pickpocket anyone when they get into any animation whatsoever. When they sit down, when they get up, when they're taking their gun out, when they're doing this, when they're doing that. It's like you need to wait at the perfect time to pickpocket someone. So here's where I end up succeeding. Of course, you can't do this in one fell swoop like you can with the railroad. Unless, of course, you throw a bottle cap mine down there, but that won't work because they're already hostile. Not like the railroad where they're friendly. But of course, I pop some jet because that always helps to slow down time. But the object is to actually run away from the gunners after you kill a few of them. Because we're working with a stealth boy that only works for like 20 seconds. And you want it to go hidden. You want to be 100% sure you're hidden. And this is where quick save comes in again. Because you don't want to do this from the beginning. You'll just pull more of your hairs out. Not that I had to pull any of my hair out because I didn't get that angry. Those days are long gone, but you just want to pick them off one by one from the shadows. You want to be like Rambo. Make sure their backs are turned. And of course, quick save before you attempt each pickpocket because you could still get caught. I got lucky here when I sprinted away and that other gunner did not see me. But I managed to hide near the overpass and come back. And I worked my way around. I went around west underneath this sort of cliff. And I waited and waited. I had to reload a few times because she actually detected me, which was fucking bogus. Now this part is simple. You just have to speak with the scientist schizo who's hiding inside his bedroom. You don't even have to pass any speak checks. You just talk to the guy. And then the Institute scientist just calls in a synth to knock his ass out and bring him back. I really don't understand why this is a quest. I mean, they should have just done this from the beginning. If he refused to get out, then screw it. Just knock him out. I don't know why they sent me to do it.
No problem. I hope so.
Then again, Institute scientists don't know how to communicate with people. They barely see grass. They're used to eating synthetic slop in the Institute cafeteria, so when they see another person topside, they just get shaky.
What can I say to
That you're leaving.
Yeah, I cannot. I wanted to reload a couple times to pass the speech check, but it's just a waste of time. Don't bother.
Need a synth relayed to my coordinates offset by 5.3 to subdue our subject.
Imagine if a synth teleported and actually got stuck in the wall. I wonder if that could happen. That would be pretty funny. Like you put in the wrong coordinates and you end up like spawning between the walls. And there, Idiot Savant procs. I wish I procced for the later quests too, but you can't ask for too much. What perk did I pick here? I don't even remember. Had to have been Sneak. Yeah, it was Sneak. And of course, we get back-to-back filler quests. Now we have to do the speech, the Institute speech for the Commonwealth, and then we have to broadcast it on the radio. I was about to say Galaxy News Radio, but Travis's radio station. More bullshit crammed into the game to lengthen it even more.
At this point, there is no doubt. It will succeed, and very shortly. There is one more part for you to play.
There is one more part for you to play.
It is time to announce our
You would think you're the only person in the Institute, like no one else could handle these missions.
plans.
These simple missions that don't require any combat experience.
Yes, that is one goal. And if you are to be the new director of the Institute, you should be the one to do it. We've prepared some remarks for you to record. Once you're finished, we'll broadcast them to the entire Commonwealth.
Right.
Use the microphone.
For years now, you have suspected that the Institute still exists. That we are among you. It is true. But it is not the whole truth. We're here. And we are the future. Our superior technology represents the future of the Commonwealth. Today, we activate our nuclear reactor, ensuring that we will persevere long after the world above ground ceases to exist. Ensuring that mankind has a future. We have no desire to interfere in the unimportant details of your daily lives. We simply insist that you do not interfere with Institute operations. To do so would result in dire consequences. Rest easy. Know that the future is in safe hands, and that mankind will thrive under our guidance.
Well, that was interesting. Now it's time to make sure that everyone hears it. How would you feel about making a little trip to Diamond City?
I could use some fresh air.
A quaint phrase, though I'm afraid the air there is anything but fresh. The radio station in Diamond City is listened to by many in the Commonwealth. If we'd like the people to hear what we have to say, it's the best way to reach them. Before we preempt their broadcast, we need to, I've been assured, report back.
Yeah, unpopular opinion, but I think Travis is the best DJ. Even better than Mr. New Vegas and Three Dog. I mean, it's just a breath of fresh air to have this unconfident, hesitant guy who's just really nervous all the time. That's why I never do the confidence quest, because then he becomes an unlikable douche. But yeah, picking Action Boy because there's no reverse pickpocketing from here. So just defensive perks. But there is a meeting of the science nerds down here in the basement where we install the beryllium agitator in the thing. Father can give his speech about how we all worked hard by sending one guy to do all the work.
Everything is in place.
Good.
I would like to tell the Institute scientists to go touch grass, and not the synthetic kind in the genetics laboratory. The time has finally come. We've worked so hard. Alright, we get it. Look at all that radiation, that's crazy.
My father and I couldn't be more proud of what you have helped us accomplish, and we look forward to achieving even greater things in the future. The Institute is now truly mankind's best hope. Thank you. All of you.
Son.
It's almost hard to believe. After all the... Look.
I did good work, didn't I?
Yes. There's more. The director...
At last, we have power adequate to our needs.
That'll give it.
He's not going to go stomping the
Alright, it's time for the final quest. You just talk with these scientists, and this woman, who I forgot the name of, will give you the relay grenades. And when you throw these grenades, it will activate or teleport synths to your location, and they'll fight for you. Very, very useful tool,
Very well.
because there will be a ton of Brotherhood of Steel knights up your ass, and you want to get them away from you. Now, luckily, these grenades are not the end-all be-all. Even if you don't use them, there will still be a ton of synths to help you out. Unfortunately, they're softer than butter, so you can't rely on them completely. You do have to tank a lot of the damage that comes your way. And like I said before, with the power armor, the best choice would be for you to go back to Red Rocket or Sanctuary. And look how fast that elevator went down. Anyways, go back to a power armor station in one of your camps, settlements, whatever you want to call them, and upgrade your armor, because right now it is in horrendous condition. This is the worst possible power armor you can have right now, is this rusty piece of shit T-45D. So yeah, sneaking is not in the cards for us right now. We want to just use, with the remaining perks we have, defensive perks. So we're going to upgrade toughness multiple times. If you have another perk, you want to just keep upgrading. Maybe give yourself Life Giver. But of course, upgrading your power armor is the best bet if you do not have any perks to give yourself toughness. That's why it's always good to gain as many levels as possible so you can have these leftover perks. Obviously, you want to save perks. You never want to be reactionary and just spend a perk point because you can spend a perk point. You want to save them until you actually need them. This is good advice for any playthrough. Unless, of course, you have everything planned out. In cases where you have everything planned out, then that's fine, spend away. But generally, when you're going into these sorts of runs, you can discover lots of different play styles. So it's wise to just think before you leap. Oh yeah. To hell with sneaking. You will not be doing any sneaking here. This is a loud mission through and through. And I did have to reload multiple times. I got lucky on my very first run, of course, where I did this in one entire go. But here, you might have to save multiple times. I recommend saving right before the entire quest. Not the entire quest. You should save right at this point and quick save at numerous points. But you want to make sure you can have a save before this quest to retreat back to if you mess up. Because if you don't take care of all your healing items, you can mess up very quickly, and you don't want that. You want to be conservative, but at the same time, you have to want to have everything stacked up. You want to stock up on lots of stim packs, psycho buff, any type of healing items, any type of defensive items. And of course, I equipped the pistol to destroy the 3 pylons. I don't think you can destroy them with your fists. When I said that I recorded this a month ago, I actually meant to say like 2 months ago. Yeah, I forgot a lot of information about this run quite easily. But I'm just spamming Nuka-Cola to regenerate my AP and health. Nuka-Cola is underrated in that regard. I don't know why I ran away from that pylon. Very strange decision. You can see I already lost my arm because it was in such horrible condition, and I'm about to lose my leg. I actually don't know if I lost the leg. I lost one of them. I don't know if I lost the leg in red condition. Yeah, this was the easy part of the quest. The annoying part is when you actually have to defend the synth virus, because the synth virus is very slow in his walk. He does this little comfortable jog as if it's just another Sunday at the park. He just does a little breezy jog on his way to Liberty Prime, while all the Brotherhood Knights are blasting his ass away with laser fire. But see, I didn't even throw the grenades in. There's 3 synths accompanying me. Save here. Obviously, you want to make a separate save. There'll be multiple Brotherhood characters, especially named characters. You want to try and direct their fire away from them. But sometimes it's extremely difficult to do because they, no matter what, will focus on the synth. You could be standing right in front of them and they'll be aiming at the synth as if you're not there. Look at this idiot. See, there's not enough space on these catwalks for the synth to just walk past Proctor Ingram. So he has to go all the way around. And he gets destroyed in an instant. So really this is a game of endurance. You just want to wear down the Brotherhood offense with the synths. If you have any synth grenades, use them. You want to tank the damage. Oh, yeah, I lost a leg right there. See, upgrading the armor would have been very useful, but it's no time to just complain. You gotta keep tanking the damage. Don't be surprised if you have to reload numerous times, because unless you get lucky, you will have to reload numerous times. Elder Maxon is actually in one of the vertibirds. And I actually got him to drop on the other side of the station. Because I was on the roof of the airport, and the vertibird dropped him on the roof where I was, but he was right on the ledge, and he ended up falling off, and it basically took him out of the battle. He was just standing on the other side of the airport the entire time. So right now I'm trying to gather their attention, but obviously it wasn't working, as you can see here. But it takes some practice to get used to the pain of failure. Also, here's a quick tip if you're doing this. If you want to get the Brotherhood soldiers to move out of your way, just punch them. Just punch them. It'll make them stagger a little bit and you can run past them. I thought that was pretty funny. Eventually, you'll still be standing with more Institute synths than Brotherhood knights, which is a good sign. That means you're getting close to the end. But you still have to be careful because some of these guys have like Chris Kyle aim. They'll kill the synth from all the way down on the ground level. See these little pockets over here? Separating the catwalk from the stair that leads to Liberty Prime. They can still kill the synth from those areas from the bottom. They have that small bit of space that they'll utilize to just snipe him. And they actually did that a few times. That was very annoying. And some of them get insta-killed. And then this asshole came over and just killed the synth, completely ignoring me, even though I was just standing him right between him and the synth. But that's not a big deal, because at this point the synth will be left alone, and with enough time he will implant the virus and you can just make your escape. So I literally just have a destroyed leg left from my armor. I think this was 10 minutes after I started the second portion of this quest, because I did make a couple of cuts and reloads. I don't think Elder Maxon ever dropped from the vertibird. I think he just stayed put the entire time. I did not see him at all. But yep, that's 100%. You can finally make the escape. You just jump down here and run down the road, and you'll watch Liberty Prime destroy the Pridwin. And that's Fallout 4, beaten by only using reverse pickpocketing to defeat enemies. Did I enjoy this run? Hell no. Do I recommend you do this run? Hell no. Would I do this run again in the future? Maybe. I feel like this run was really sloppy. And I don't think I did the best I could to make this run as smooth as possible because, of course, there are a lot of variables in a reverse pickpocketing run. But considering that I felt that this entire 5-part series was a bit sloppy, I would redo it. Just not in the near future. Just maybe sometime, down the line, eventually. I'd rather just do something else, though. But there you go. Idiot Savant procs at the very last moment where I don't even need the XP. And there you are. That's all of Fallout 4. Well, actually, we have to talk to Sean now because he's about to die. But, hey, that's a personal problem. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this run. I sure as hell didn't. If you have any ideas for a challenge run for Fallout 3 or New Vegas, let me know in the comments down below. If it's cool, I might consider it. Preferably, it should be one that hasn't been done before. As in, hasn't been uploaded to YouTube. Because I know lots of people are doing these types of runs now. Midden Squad has inspired an entire generation of these autistic challenge people. So, anyways, have a good day. Thank you for watching. And I have nothing else to say. Close out the video right now.
We're all safe now.
For now. Yes, but there will always be threats. You must remain vigilant. Ali has always been... Once I'm gone,
I'll do my best.
I know you will. Don't worry about me. You need to look ahead. Focus on the future. Our time together has been strange, hasn't it? I spent years wondering what you were like. Thinking about all we missed out on. I want you to know that I'm grateful for the time we've had.
I'm glad I found you.
As am I. Thank you. Father, you've helped a boy achieve his dreams. I think I'd like to sleep.